All right, vets, let's get into this. Let's talk about CRSC. So what is CRSC? CRSC stands for Combat Related Special Compensation. This is a benefit that was created to help military retirees who have their retirement pay offset because they're receiving VA disability, okay? The VA disability that they're receiving has to be combat related of a minimum of at least 10%. We're not talking about CRDP, we're talking about CRSC, combat related, huge difference. So even though you may be a retiree and you got a 30% rating, if it is not combat related, you do not qualify for this benefit, okay? Now let's get into some other things to see whether or not, that you qualify, all right? So the first one is obvious. You retire from the military, whatever branch, whether you're full-time or reservist, you're a retiree and you're receiving retirement pay. That's number one. Second, has to be a minimum combat related of 10% or more. So minimum 10% or higher, okay? And then the last one is it has to be directly linked to combat or simulated combat, basically combat training. So either you were in a conflict or you were training to go on a mission and you got injured and you received a rating for that, okay? All right, so when we talk about what counts as a disability, so as I mentioned, you were in direct conflict, armed conflict, okay, and you got injured, or training exercises, or hazardous duty, like you were parachuting or you were doing demolition, something of that nature, okay? Instruments of war, weapons or machinery failure in combat situations. So your weapon failed or 50 cal failed, the Humvee you were driving stopped, whatever the case may be, you were in some type of situation where something failed and caused the injury that you had. That's another one, okay? Simulated war exercises, training for missions, okay? That's another one. All right, so the CRSC, let me slow down, is a non-taxable benefit that makes up the offset, okay? There are a lot of you guys and there are a bunch of retirees that are on the live show every Tuesday and every Saturday, and some of those guys are recipients of this benefit. So when you say, because the question was left behind saying, well, I need to know all the ins and outs. Look, I can give you all the basic details about it. I know about it, but all the ins and outs, you can get that from people who are actually doing it from the live stream, that it can explain in great detail how they were able to get it, okay? Now, what you need in order to get this benefit is the forms to fill out and goes to your branch. So you're gonna need DD form 2860. You're gonna need to fill that application out completely and send it back to the branch, that whatever branch it may be, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, whatever reserve unit it may be, okay? Now, you're also gonna need some supporting documents. You're gonna need medical records. You're gonna need your VA rating. You're gonna need stuff that prove that you were in a combat situation, like your DD-214 to show where you were at what point, okay? If you have statements, buddy statements, witnesses that were there who are willing to sign a notary that says yes, or an affidavit that's yes, I was with this soldier at this point and I witnessed this happen, okay? So you definitely need supporting documentation. Now, most retirees that I know who have been in combat situations, I don't know of anyone who has not gained this benefit once they provided their VA rating, their DD-214 and medical evidence showing, they got shrapnel or they got, head trauma from truck flip, whatever it may be. I don't want to go too deep into it, give people memories about it, but you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. So I've explained what it is. I've explained eligibility. I explained where you need to, the form that you need to get to fill it out. Okay, and I explained the different types of disabilities. Now there are a lot more, but once again, I'm going to say this. Every Tuesday, which is today, every Saturday, there's at least 5 or 6 retirees normally that are on the channel that have gone through this, that can give you more precise details about what they did. That's why I tell you guys, make sure you tell other veterans as well as Social Security recipients, this is where you need to be. And with that being said, guys, I'm out of here. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.